Hi, I'm Gary with Successful Gardens, and today we're going to be talking about Christmas cactus. But is it a Christmas cactus or is it a Thanksgiving cactus? Surely it couldn't be an Easter cactus either, could it? What's the difference? For the sake of this video, we're going to call it a holiday cactus, but I'm going to show you and tell you about the differences so that you will be able to tell yourself. As we're approaching the holiday season, Thanksgiving is less than a week away. My Thanksgiving cactus, as it is known, but often commonly called a Christmas cactus, is coming into bloom. As you can see from this, I have several buds getting ready to burst in color. Well, this one is in full color and full splendor of beauty, and it's just absolutely beautiful to see. Now, I've only had this particular plant for a couple of years, but I know many of you out there have some of those heirloom varieties that you've got it from your parents or your grandparents. It's always fun to hear those stories of how long or how old some of those holiday cactuses are that you have. Feel free to comment below on how old your holiday cactus is. I would love to hear some of your stories. And while you're doing that, please subscribe to this channel and give it a like button. But now back to learning about what cactus do I have. Thanksgiving cactus, also known as Schlumbergera truncata, or the Thanksgiving cactus, is out of the three is the one that has the longest bloom time. It comes into bloom the earliest, early to mid November, so it's perfect for the Thanksgiving time. But one of the telltale signs is on the leaf segments or the leaf structure. As you can see on this particular leaf, there is little thorns, if you will, and they're not actually thorns. They're part of the leaf itself, but they're little spikes or forks at the end of the leaf segment. And if those are sharp and to the point, it is a Thanksgiving cactus. If those pointy ends or tines are not present on the leaf, more than likely you have a Christmas cactus. It has a more blunt tip with no pointed edges to it on the leaf segment. And that's a Schlumbergera Bridges or Buckley variety. And with that, they come in a different color scheme, and they will bloom later, usually a month after Thanksgiving cactuses are coming into bloom, which puts them in the perfect time frame for the Christmas holidays. And then we have the Easter cactus. Their leaf segments are almost rounded, very, very ovate in their sections. They will bloom a lot later into the springtime with their main bloom, and they are Ripslidiopsis Gartner variety. And so, but that is the Easter variety of the holiday cacti. With these cacti, they are native to the mountains of Brazil. So think of very temperate, very humid climates. Not the Amazon forest per se, but the mountains of Brazil. These particular cacti are there as a succulent. The leaves hold moisture. They don't require as much moisture and watering. This type of cactus is an epiphyte type of plant. It grows usually on a host plant, but it's not a parasitic plant. So it's not robbing nutrients from that plant as it overtakes, but it's out of the classification of plants of epiphytes that are like ferns, orchids, and bromeliads. So they normally don't grow in the ground. They will actually grow up in the branches and crotches of trees and other plants. One thing to consider when you're looking at buying a holiday cactus is, first off, the shape and condition of the plant. This is one that I have just recently purchased from the store. It comes in a decorative foil wrap. Now, the most important thing to do when you get a holiday cactus like this in the store is to actually remove that foil. I know it's pretty, it serves a purpose. You think that it would gather the water, and which it does, which is actually very detrimental to the growth and health, overall health of a plant. So if you like the foil wrap, once you get it home, take a pair of scissors or a sharp knife and cut the bottom of that foil. And then at that point, make sure that you place it in a saucer to grab the runoff moisture. But once you have found a plant like this, make sure that when you're taking it from the store that it's protected, as they are available this time of the year, depending on what part of the country or what country you live in. Temperatures in November and December can be very cold, and so even plants that are tender like this can be damaged just going from the store to your parked car out in the parking lot. So take some extra precaution in protecting your plant as you take it home. Once you get it home, take it out of the foil wrapper or cut that wrapper. You could slip it inside a decorative pot if you want, giving it a little more color, but make sure that that pot has adequate drainage. Make sure that the potting soil that you've used, or if you do transplant it up, make sure that it has, it's a coarse soil that water can drain through. Lighting conditions. These plants grow inside, or as they grow on the bark or the crotches of trees, they're getting shaded by the canopy of that tree. So a filtered light is best. Don't put Christmas cactus in your front window where it gets direct bright light. Set it back some, allowing for a filtered light to take place. If they are too close to the window during the holidays, especially the winter months, leaves can actually burn or freeze, if you will. And so you'll see discolorization in the leaf segments. And they will also get sun scald. If you have too bright of or direct light, you'll see sun burning on the leaves, and they'll usually discolor to a purple color on that leaf. And when you start seeing that purple colorization, you know that they're crying for help. With water, in the watering needs of a Christmas cactus, you can, when it's not blooming, you can usually get away with watering it every other week. And so, but if you make sure that you water thoroughly, that's the most important thing about watering any type of houseplant, but especially Christmas cactus. But once it has started to set its buds, or if you have a plant that's in bloom, increase the watering amount to once a week. This way the plant doesn't become stressed. The flowers won't abort because they're drying out, and you will just enjoy a colorful show for a month or so, 6 to 8 weeks. But that is important. Now, when you're fertilizing plants, there again, when the plant is in bloom, you don't need to fertilize. But once all the blossoms have fallen off and it's just in its green vegetative state, fertilize with a houseplant fertilizer, usually one of those, the liquid that you just add to the water that you go to. Don't worry about adding any type of granule or slow release fertilizer to the top of the soil. Just use the water soluble type fertilizers and fertilize once every 2 weeks or so. Hopefully you have learned something about holiday cactus. If anything, that there's a difference between Christmas cactus and Thanksgiving cactus. Whichever you have, they offer a beautiful array of color during the holiday season. Thanks for watching this video. I'm Gary with Successful Gardens. Please, if you haven't, subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, and don't forget, if you have a Christmas cactus or a holiday cactus that you've had for 50, 60 years, please share that story down below in the comments below. Until next time, let's get growing.